Wrap yourself in your blanket, let your shoulders relax, and gently close your eyes. Tonight we're drifting far back in time, to an era of castles, plagues, pointy shoes, and truly disappointing meals. Welcome to the Middle Ages. It was a time of great battles, grand cathedrals, and food that, quite frankly, sucked. This is boring history for sleep, where the past is uncomfortable, but your pillow is not. Let's begin. Imagine it's the year 1247. You are not a noble, nor a knight. You are a peasant, a humble villager. Your job? Tilling land you don't own, raising chickens that aren't yours, and paying taxes to someone who's never lifted a shovel in his life. And now, the sun is setting, your hands are blistered, and your stomach is growling. It's time for dinner. You step into your little cottage, the air thick with smoke from the hearth. You take a deep breath. Is that roast duck? Perhaps a meat pie. It's pottage, again. A gray, watery stew that's been simmering all day, made from old root vegetables, maybe a handful of barley, and if you're lucky, a bone or two for flavor. Not meat, just the bone. You stir it slowly with a wooden spoon that's seen better days, and try not to think about the smell, or the texture, or the fact that you've eaten this exact thing every day for the last 11 years. But why was food so bad in medieval times? Well, first of all, there was no refrigeration, meat spoiled quickly, and without proper storage, your choices were limited. Salted meat was popular, but not in the delicious jerky kind of way. More like chewing a shoe. Smoking and drying meat helped preserve it, but often left it leathery and tasteless. Freshness wasn't expected. It was a miracle. Then there's the matter of spices. You've probably heard stories of medieval banquets filled with exotic flavors. But for most people, spices were unimaginably expensive. Black pepper was worth more than gold, and cinnamon was reserved for royalty. Common folk made do with onions, leeks, and whatever herbs grew by the door. Salt, if they had any, was hoarded like treasure. And bread? You'd think bread would be a safe bet. Sadly, not quite. Peasant bread was coarse, made with whatever grains could be spared, sometimes mixed with ground-up tree bark or crushed beans. To stretch the flour, millers occasionally added groundstones or chalk, which wore down teeth and turned every bite into a dental hazard. By the age of 30, your teeth were, well, mostly memories. Even the rich didn't fare much better. Yes, they had more food, but not necessarily better food. Meat was often boiled to death or drowned in vinegar-heavy sauces. Without understanding bacteria, food hygiene was creative. Imagine undercooked meat, questionably aged fish, and lots of wine to wash down the regret. And utensils. Forks didn't exist at the table for most of the Middle Ages. Nobles and peasants alike ate with their hands and knives. Table manners were wild, and communal plates meant that if your lord sneezed, you tasted it too. As for cleanliness, well, most kitchens were next to livestock. Animals shared your walls, your water, and sometimes your dinner. Kitchens didn't have running water, soap was expensive, and if you could boil it, you probably did, even if it was cabbage for the fourth day in a row. And so, medieval life marched on, through famine, through war, through endless winters and muddy summers, through meager harvests and bad bread, through bitter ale and questionable cheese, and yet, somehow people survived. They found joy in songs and simple meals shared around a smoky hearth, in stories passed from one tired generation to the next. They dreamed of honey-roasted feasts, golden pies, and full bellies, even if reality was mostly porridge and onions. So tonight, as you lie in your warm bed, with your fridge humming quietly, and snacks just a few steps away, take a moment to be grateful. Grateful for flavor, for seasoning, for refrigerators, for the miracle of garlic bread, because medieval food may have sucked, but your dreams, they can taste however you want. Good night, sleep well, and may your dreams be garlic flavored.